A recent report from the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, warns that Russia is preparing for a potential future conflict, possibly even a direct confrontation with NATO, expanding Russian ambitions. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has suggested that Russian President Vladimir Putin's territorial ambitions likely extend beyond Ukraine. His comments echo growing concerns among U.S. military leaders. Trump also remarked that Putin may be seeking a way out of the current conflict, describing the situation as chaotic for the Russian leader. Additionally, Trump acknowledged that Putin had miscalculated in launching the invasion of Ukraine. The ISW supports the view that the Kremlin is positioning itself for a future confrontation with NATO. According to the report, Moscow is actively reforming its military, integrating war veterans into all levels of government, and using rhetoric to justify future aggression, particularly against former Soviet states that are not NATO members. ISW has long assessed that Russia is preparing its military and society for a possible future conflict with NATO following the conclusion of the war in Ukraine. The report states, this includes military reforms, the placement of veterans across government structures, and setting the narrative groundwork to legitimize future aggression. The report also highlights that Russia is now using the same type of inflammatory rhetoric it employed prior to the 2022 full-scale invasion of Ukraine, this time aimed at NATO member states. Rising fears of Russia-NATO confrontation. In mid-2024, Estonian intelligence reported that Russia is actively preparing for another military conflict, potentially involving NATO. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has also acknowledged this risk, urging NATO allies to strengthen defenses in response to the evolving threat landscape. Defense ministers from Latvia, Poland, and Romania have issued similar warnings, calling for urgent action to bolster NATO's air defense capabilities along its eastern flank. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has cautioned that the Baltic states and Poland could be Putin's next targets if Russia is not stopped in Ukraine.